It's a Friday and we're leaving to head out to Eastern Oregon. We're on I-5 right at the moment, and we've been looking at the traffic, and we decided we're going to take a shortcut. Or not really a shortcut. It's to avoid the backups.
We have over 30 minutes of backups ahead of us if we stayed on Interstate 5, so I've made a decision for us to take off here at the Aurora exit, the Donald Aurora exit, for those who's familiar with Oregon. And we're going to go towards Aurora, jump on 99 East, and go to Oregon City and get on Interstate 205 at the tail end of the major backup that's up there.
So one day, I will bring you guys back to the Aurora area because it is a historical area. It is an area that the pioneers settled, and it has a really, really interesting story behind it. And guess what? Jane Kirkpatrick also wrote a couple of books about this place also. So I have read a book about it, and that'll be kind of fun because I've never really taken the time to explore the area.
In coming this route, according to Google Maps, we have just taken 16 minutes off of our drive time. But that will probably change as the day progresses.
As we have slow-moving farm equipment jump out in front of us, that'll probably slow us down.
Oh, I'm sure. I love the attitude today to let the Suburban eat, which means my foot in it. And anytime I want to put my foot in it, we have something bigger that's preventing me from doing it.
Yep, so much for the gas mileage today.
What gas mileage in a 3/4 ton Suburban?
Right.
There is no such thing.
Right.
But even if it took us the same amount of time this direction, this drive is much prettier, and it's better to share with you guys rather than being stressed out with us watching the traffic on Interstate 5 and Interstate 205.
Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, I-5 heading to Portland is so stressful to me. Especially when we had a guy that was in front of us. He's in the middle lane. You know, there's 3 lanes going each direction. And he's in the middle, we're behind him, and he's swerving all over. He's staying in the lane at that point. But I'm going, what on earth is he doing? Well, he definitely was not paying attention, and he decided to get over into the far right lane, which was better. He was out of our way. But as soon as we got ready to go up and pass him, he went over the line and across those rumble strips. I didn't know what the heck he was doing, but Scott said he thought that he was talking on the phone or something like that. All I know is that he was leaning over to the side, you know, and he had a great big smile on his face. You know, he was a happy guy. But anyhow, so we're off of there for right now. I'm happy about that.
And again, it's a much prettier drive.
We're gonna have to stop there sometime. It's some kind of a vineyard thing, but they have this old barn that's converted for the wine tasting, and they have a deck off the back, and then there's this greenish blue pool out behind it, a pond-like thing. It looks pretty cool. There's the airport.
Historic shopping district. Sorry, we're not going shopping.
Yeah. No, not now. But I'll take you guys with me when I go. Ooh, look at that. Look at the old mill building. It's an antique mall of some sort.
Look at
Now, oh, look at, there's another old building right across the road.
Old Aurora Colony Museum.
Yep.
Just for,
Yeah.
So there's stuff for you to do.
Very cool.
Now we're going north on Highway 99 East. So we got 13 miles of not too bad of a drive. It'll get worse as we get into Oregon City. But
Clackamas County.
Yep.
Pudding River.
Yep.
I didn't see any rocks.
No, there's no rocks in Pudding River.
Kayaking would be fun in the heat that we're going to experience this week over in Eastern Oregon. They say it's going to be like about 105. That's hot,
And we will be in our tin can travel trailer.
right? At least it has air conditioning. I think we'll survive. Most of the time we're just going to be there in the evening anyways. Can't hardly see it, but over there is Mount Hood. It's kind of hazy. So what's this part of it? Is this Oregon?
Those can be.
Oh, can be. And we just crossed over another river, and that was,
Clackamas, I think that was
it was kind of small for the Clackamas.
yeah. Walla River.
Oh, okay.
We've hounded
That makes sense.
We've hounded that before.
Yes, we have, and we found a few things.
Yep.
Burgerville. It's expensive, but they have good food. Are used to love getting their halibut fish and chips that they had there. And they make like homemade milkshakes. And the milkshakes are really expensive, but they're really good. And you got a ton of other seasonal flavors that they offer there. Unusual ones.
Huckleberry was one of them. If you don't know what a huckleberry is, go Google it.
Marionberry was another one that they had. And of course they do their seasonal ones like for Christmas and stuff too. And the holidays. I know they have like a pumpkin spice one and stuff like that. But I don't go there very often because it's like double the price of going to another fast food restaurant. Just a small one. Could be a county fair or a city fair thing. There's festivals and fairs that go on from spring until through the holidays, it seems like. Could always find one. They have huge festivals here, like Oktoberfest is one of them. And then they have another one, I don't know what it's called, but it's around the same time frame that is like a harvest fest. And we have all kinds of things like Renaissance fairs and what was that thing that David used to belong to? SCA or something like that. He belonged to this group that did reenactments of medieval times. And the Renaissance fair is something that's kind of like that too. A lot of free spirits there, let me tell you. Oh yeah, they go to that, it's not Vikings, it's pirates. They go to the pirate one too.
Arr.
Yeah. They dress up like pirates and talk like pirates. Haven't been to that one. We did go to one of those events, the medieval reenactment things, though.
But in your younger days, you went to the Oregon Country Fair.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there is that fair too, the Oregon Country Fair. Before pot, marijuana became legalized in this state, that used to be the place to go. And even if you didn't know about it, you would know about it by the time you left. I went there with my ex-husband, and we just wanted to see what it was all about because they had a lot of booths and they were going to have different things like theater and artwork and all that other kind of stuff. Well, one of the first things I noticed is the smell in the air when I was there. I was like, what is that? And then some guy at the gate offered us magic brownies. And we were like, no, we're okay. Thank you very much, though. And the artwork, yeah, we saw some of that too. Women getting butterflies painted on their chests. I kid you not, fully exposed. And then there was the naked parade that we had no idea about. When I left there from the fair, I couldn't figure out why I was so flippin' hungry. I couldn't, but I was so hungry I could hardly stand it. And we had to, after we left the fair, we went to Safeway and bought a bunch of food because I was so hungry. Anyway, so now you know about that. That was in my wilder days.
Off to our left is the Willamette River. And it used to be, before all these trees grew up, that was a pretty nice view of it the entire time on this road. Pearson's Art Gallery. Looks like all kinds of chainsaw wood carvings going on there.
Yeah.
They even had a Sasquatch there.
Some beautiful stuff.
Something else too that in the future that we're going to have to bring you guys up here for, and that's to take you to the Willamette Falls. By volume, they are the second largest falls to Niagara Falls in the United States. And it's a place that I've been at 24, 25 years ago when I was working for the state of Oregon as an appraiser. And I was going through a paper mill, and the paper mill manager took myself and the gentleman that I was with as far out to the point as you could to just show us what it was like. And that was way before my YouTube days. I wish I would have had a camera to video it, because it would have been just phenomenal to have that view.
There's a lot of historic information around that falls and everything too. So we'll talk about that. And it looks like we have just someone pulled off the side of the road. We were just talking a little bit earlier because there's been some of our police officers here have been a little sneaky lately. They like overpasses and places that they can hide behind. Not that we were exceeding the speed limit or anything.
Oh, I never do that. I'm absolutely the perfect driver. I obey the speed limit every chance I get.
Yep.
The trouble is, I don't get very many chances to obey it because everybody else is going so much faster.
Yep.
I didn't say that.
they're either going, you know, full out, or they're doing 40 miles an hour in a 55, especially in Polk County.
Oh, jeez, don't get me started.
It's always when we want to get home. We just want to get home.
Out by where we live, if you go the speed limit or slightly above, one or two things happen. You're either going way too slow and you're going to get run over, or you're going way too fast and you got to run over somebody who's going 40.
So this is the outskirts of
Oregon City,
right? Yeah. There's some historic places here too.
Things here on 99 East in Oregon City have just balled up. So I am going to be taking a right-handed turn here. And this is the mall, or this is the we can't see it, but we're going to bring you guys back here to do a view of the Willamette Falls. They're off to our left and we just can't see them from here.
Yeah. So I paused it for a little bit while we were trying to get through some traffic and past some colorful metaphors that were being exchanged. So, anyways, we're almost to the road that we need to get back on.
Hang on, people. Hang on.
Oh gosh. Here we go.
This is why she does not come with me when I come to Portland to do my inspections for work, because I'll be honest, I am probably more aggressive than most people up here because I hate it so much.
That little Bronco right there is kind of cute. I like that. I think that's one of their new versions of the Bronco.
That's the new one. That's the one that likes to lay on its side a lot up at Sand Hollow down in Utah.
I still like it.
They like to be on their side. They just give up the ghost and fall over on their side.
It's kind of cute.
It's a typical Ford.
Yeah, right.
It's a typical Ford.
Yeah, right. I grew up with Fords around my house, and they were pretty reliable for the most part. My dad did have a couple of Chevys, though, that were not so reliable.
Okay, now we're back on Interstate 205. We've avoided, from what my phone was saying, we've avoided about 20-25 minutes of traffic backup. But we have a huge amount of traffic backup ahead of us. And when we get closer to it, we're just going to pause you guys again because you don't need to sit here and stare at traffic with us.
Yeah. Although we are in the area, you have no idea what's going to happen next.
But yeah, by us taking the side roads and avoiding backup behind us. We cut off 15, almost 20 minutes off of our time.
Air conditioning. That's what I was used to when we were growing up. Open windows. And arm sailing. That's what that driver was doing. He was doing some arm sailing. Congestion ahead, 3 miles.
But I see it on my map. Where it's at, there is no getting around it.
Spent a lot of time in this area. Wasn't a very pleasant experience. My dad he had cancer. He had lymphoma, or oh gosh, now I can't think of what it was called. I don't think that was right. But he actually had to have a whole half of one of his lungs taken out. But he overcame that cancer, and it hasn't been back since that surgery happened. And
get over, person.
Yeah, really.
They were waiting for a written invitation to change lanes.
Okay.
So you turn your signal on, you change lanes. You don't need a written invitation. But we're coming up where it's going to slow down right around this bend. And I got to figure out which lane is the best lane to be in for it.
Yeah, this 205 is really odd because the lanes that slow down the most are the one that you expect on the right side and the one that you least expect on the far left side. And it's almost worse at times than others. But then again, you know, there is the merging traffic on this lane.
But at least on one of the outside lanes, you have an escape route.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, everybody, we're going to be sitting here staring at traffic for a while, so we're going to put this on pause, and we will come back to you once we leave Portland. We're not going to have you put up with the frustrations of Portland with us.
Okay, see you in a bit. Well, we made it past most of the traffic, but Mount Hood is right in front of us, and so I thought I would turn it back on.
We're letting the 6-liter eat. That's what we're doing. Letting it eat. Been hungry lately.
So this is 84, right?
This is Interstate 84. We're going through the Wood Village area, and then we will come out to see. I think it's Fairview, Wood Village, and then Troutdale.
Friday afternoons are not recommended.
Mm-mm.
And it's definitely not a good time to try to travel to the airport because it was a parking lot on the highway.
Multnomah Falls, permit required, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So much for us stopping there. It's pathetic that here in Oregon, there are so many places now that you need to purchase a permit to park so you can go enjoy the sights because there's so many people here now.
Yeah, there's this place that I want to go to that is called the Blue Pool, and it's outside of Sisters, Oregon, and it's a hike to get into it, but it's supposed to be the most beautiful blue pool that's like naturally filtered by the lava rock. Anyway, you have to have a permit there also, just to park your car.
All of our, well, many of the wilderness areas, you need to have a permit to go hike. I'm sorry, I disagree with that. Those public lands are our lands, and we don't need to be getting permits and permission to go use them.
Yeah, I feel that way too. That's wrong. Our tax dollars and everything go towards that. We shouldn't have to buy extra permits to do it. But they want some way to regulate the number of people that are using those paths.
We could get on this subject, and I could go on a complete rant for an hour long, if not longer, but we will avoid that. Because we're here to try to enjoy ourselves and have fun and not drag everybody down the ugly paths of things that we see going on all the time. But since we can't stop at Multnomah Falls without buying a permit, we will go other places.
I did read on All Trails that it actually, if you go there like first thing in the morning, you know, get there before, you know, but like somewhere around 7 a.m. or whatever, you can do the whole trail. There's a long trail that you can take, and you can see about 6 waterfalls. And you actually start at one park and then end up at Multnomah Falls. And you don't have to have a permit before 9 a.m. Scenic area.
Well, we gave you a different type of drive than what you're used to seeing with us. A lot more traffic than usual, some different areas. We will make sure to take you along on another drive where it is absolutely nothing. Just the opposite of what this video is. It is going to be truly the opposite.
It'll still be fun though.
Well, it's going to be more enjoyable for me because I'll be driving it.
Yeah, and there won't be as many people. That's for sure. It is a beautiful day, but boy, I'm not looking forward to those hot temperatures that we're going to be having in a couple of days. You can barely see the Columbia River through the trees over here. They've just filled in a lot. But we've taken you on a few trips through the Columbia River Gorge before. It's funny. I don't know if it's just because, you know, I'm a lifelong Oregonian, born and raised here for the most part. But the gorge always, almost always anyways, has been a wonderful, gorgeous drive, and I enjoy it. On windy days, really super windy days, that's not quite as enjoyable, especially when we're pulling a trailer behind our rig. But on most days, and especially during the summer like this, it's absolutely beautiful. Don't know if you can see it, but right up there at the top of this hill is the Vista House, and it is a really cool lookout area. Let's see if we can, like, it's kind of disappearing into the trees up there right now, but oh well. One of these days we'll actually have some time to go at our leisure, and we can stop at all these cool sights along the way. It's been a while. It's been a long while. I think the last time that Scott and I actually took the time to do that was on our honeymoon. We really did it on our honeymoon, boy. We got married in our backyard in Albany, and we drove to Bend, and we stayed at this the River House, which was a pretty upscale hotel, and it had a jacuzzi in the room, you know, and a view of the river going through there. And yeah, it was pretty cool. And then we left there and went to Hood River.
We bounced around and ended up at Hood River.
Yeah, we were at Hood River, and we stayed at the Hood River Hotel. And I still remember that bed there because it was ginormous. I almost had to have help to even get into it because it was so tall. And then we had to go that direction because my mom was flying back to Florida, because my mom and dad, when they retired here in Oregon, they relocated back to Florida. And so
I'm just dealing with cars because of this Jeep, and every time I want to get over, I have more cars getting over my fast lane.
So anyways, we left there and left Hood River, saw my mom off at the airport, and then we drove over to the coast. And we stayed at Seaside.
Yep.
Yeah, we stayed at Seaside, and that was another hotel room that had a hot tub inside of it. And that was fun because we also went and fed the seals. They had a little aquarium there where they had seals that were old, and one was blind, and some of them, you know, had health issues where they needed to be cared for, so that's the reason they were there. And there was one that was in there that if you didn't show him attention, he would take his little flapper and he would hit the water really hard and he would soak you. So if you tried to give attention to any of the other ones that were in there, he would have an attitude. He'd get you wet. And let's see. So from Seaside, was that it?
I think we drove down the coast and the game went home.
Yep. So it was about a week or so. So we had a few days here and a few days there. Too used to talking to you guys because I don't care whether I just, yawn and whatever. So this video is starting to get a little bit long here. So, and we've been through the gorge several times, but if something interesting does come up, then we'll go ahead and start a new video probably. Always good to have a stockpile of content, but if we get up here where we can see it, I will go ahead and end the video with the falls. Some of the other falls that they have over here, they've already dried up for the season because they're just seasonal falls. But
I don't think we're going to get to see this one.
You don't think so? No, because of all the trucks.
Yep, the timing's wrong for the trucks. We might be able to.
We'll see.
There you go. You can turn the camera. Get a little glimpse of it.
Oops. To put it over this way. And maybe, there we go. There's some of it. Whoops, right there. Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming along with us today, and I hope that we made you laugh a little bit, and we've shown you some things that you haven't seen on our channel before. So I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
See ya!
Bye for now.